Hey, Trinity here from Esoteria LLC, along with my dog Luna, who is underneath the coffee table trying to get some attention. Um, so I actually had recorded a reading earlier. It was really, really weird. I decided not to post it. If you feel like I should, you can leave a comment below. But basically, it was me channeling over my lunch. It was a very odd way of divinating, but we did get some really decent messages out of it. First and foremost, nourishing your body, making sure that you're hydrated, taking care of your physical vessel is really important at this time because God is preparing you for expansion right now. You're not stuck, you're expanding, and that expansion kind of takes a little respite before it goes whoosh. There's my baby. Look at that nose. All right. The other thing is make sure that as you're expanding, you're scheduling time for your loved ones, including my little Luna here. Pets included. The quote from Marilyn Monroe came through. Career is great, but you can't curl up with it at night. So yes, you may be growing in your career, but make sure that you're prioritizing the ones you love, definitely, because money can't buy time back. Okay, that's really important. Your children only have children once. Your pets are only here for a short period of time. So, another thing was don't be afraid to take steps forward. When you are starting something new, you're not going to be perfect right away. Okay, and it's the journey is the reward. So don't worry about having a perfect product at the end of it. But hi, sweetheart. Hi. My goodness. So if you like my jewelry, please visit my friend at Drops of Whimsy Love on Etsy. Her name is Kirsten, and she owns Drops of Whimsy, and she hand makes all of this jewelry, and it is all one-of-a-kind pieces, and they are absolutely incredible, and I love all of it, and I have quite a few pieces of hers, and I get complimented every single time I wear it. Like people, total strangers will pull me to the side and be like, where did you get that? If you're a 12-stepper, fun fact, she actually presses these flowers in her big book before she makes the jewelry. And so it's infused with the 12 steps. I think that's so cool. All right. All right, baby. I got to actually do this reading. Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and start with, okay. I guess we are going to be doing the Archangel Michael, or Sword of Light Oracle. This is the box. And then we will be doing the Wealthy Woman Oracle by Taylor Eaton. Great deck. And then we are going to be clarifying with the Psychic Tarot. So, back to my grassroots, man. That was my very first tarot deck that I ever bought for myself when I was 16. So this is the third iteration of it for various different reasons. But, this particular deck keeps popping up into my life. And so it's an old one, but a good one and a trusted one. So, all right. Okay, I am being told that we will have a message from Archangel Michael. So, Archangel Michael, please give us messages and provide us with the clarity and focus that we need to hear the messages as intended to come through for our greatest good. Only beings of love, light, and trust and full honesty can come through in this reading. Okay. Oh, praying over your food may be something you should do. All right. So the first card we have is take control of your thoughts. Your prayers are being answered. Oh, I've already got a message coming through on this. Deeper insights are at hand. And embrace your life purpose. Okay. And that is actually a reading that I was thinking about doing. I may record it tonight or tomorrow sometime, but I was going to do a life purpose reading. If you have any recommendations on readings that you would like to hear about, let me know in the comments because that really helps me as a reader make sure that I'm in touch with my collective and everything. And obviously, I would really appreciate it if you like and share and subscribe. Because I do 12-step tarot on the regular, and it is a great resource for those of us in recovery navigating in a woo-woo way. All right. So first and foremost, I'm reading the first two cards. Take control of your thoughts and your prayers are being answered. You have been really wrapped up in worrying about something or being impatient about something. And that is going to be, your prayers are being answered. You don't need to worry about it. You're literally worrying for nothing. You're just being impatient. So patience is key. And we even have a key here on that. Your thoughts are creating your reality. Have faith and stay focused on the outcome you truly desire is the bottom part of that card. And then the bottom part of your prayers are being answered. Your prayers are being received by the divine. Answers will come soon, although perhaps in forms you didn't expect. That being followed by deeper insights are at hand. Your overall plan is good, but details need work. Reflect before moving forward. So basically, what I'm hearing is that it's almost like you've gotten guidance on what is coming up or what your purpose is or what you're supposed to be doing next, and you're kind of trying to bulldoze through that, and there's no time limit on this. It's like when I work with my sponsees and they're kind of like, well, how fast can we work through the steps? Just like I did when I was in early recovery. I always tell them, look, it doesn't matter how slow we go so long as we're putting one foot in front of the other. The more important thing is to do it thoroughly. So making sure that you are, if you're opening a business, making sure that you are following the right protocols, getting a separate bank account, getting your business license, following the laws in your area. That's going to be really, really important for you to slow down and make sure that you're, taking off all of those things before you're, making sales and renting a place and that sort of thing. So just first things first, and take your time, really educate yourself on what you're doing. Maybe look at other businesses. If this is a business thing, look at other businesses that are successful and invite somebody out for coffee and see what they do to make their business successful. You may be surprised, actually, at some of the insights that you get. And most people who are in business and successful want to pass that knowledge forward because they really want other people to experience the same success that they do. So don't be afraid or intimidated to ask them for help and guidance. Embrace your life purpose. I am guiding you toward your divine life purpose. Whatever makes your heart joyful is what you're meant to be doing. So if you are working a 9 to 5 and it is truly draining you, even if you're trying to be optimistic and putting one foot in front of the other and, not quite sure if this is what you're supposed to be doing, if you're not like really contented and energized at the end of it, it probably is not. And I'm not talking about like I do physical labor, but my soul is full after doing my work, but I'm physically exhausted because I've put in physical effort. That's not the type of tired I'm talking about. I'm talking like energetically taxed. If you're constantly bringing work home mentally, if you are just truly satisfied, or if things just energetically are being blocked, if you're having problems with, administration, HR, that sort of thing, it may be time to start looking for something else that you do really enjoy. And the other thing I'm being told is that your life purpose doesn't necessarily have to mean your income. And so like I'm an artist. Would I love to be paid for commissioned work all of the time? Absolutely. But that's not why I do my art. I do my art because it fills my soul with something that nothing else can. And so keep making that art, keep being creative, and don't do it for the final product. Do it for the process of making it. I know I've said this a couple of times on here in various different readings. Let's go ahead and pull the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck. And what I want to do with this, we're going to look at wealth from the standpoint of it being multiple different things. Like you can be wealthy in spiritual knowledge. You can be wealthy in your ability to be compassionate and of service to your community. You can be wealthy in money, yes. But there are many different types of wealth. So I want you to use the term wealth with the title of this deck as a very loose term, okay? And let yourself define it. Obviously, I know that we would all love to be able to turn our purpose into a living income. And that is possible, I'm being told, for you. It definitely is. It's just you may have a lifestyle that doesn't fit what the capability of your business would be. And so budgeting, acting your wage, you know, and then tending to what you have, being grateful for what you have. Keeping mindset, prosperity mindset is also very, very key because it is doable, I'm hearing. We've got two here. It is very doable to make a life with your purpose as far as an income. All right. So, I forgot. Breath of Abundance is the first card. Oh, let me show you. The Rogue. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you're being told here, first and foremost, before I get into the guidebook, intuitively, what I'm hearing is that returning to the breath is going to be important because you're being asked to take a leap of faith without knowing what's ahead. Okay? I promise it is all good things. It just may not feel good at the time because uncertainty is uncomfortable. But we need to take that risk in order to get the reward, okay? So returning to the breath, and you can breathe in abundance and breathe out lack. That actually gives me an idea for a meditation, a guided meditation that I'll do as well, and post on here. Also, if you have any ideas for topics for guided meditations, I'd love to hear it too. The Rogue. Go rogue. Seriously, go rogue. Take a chance. Go rogue. You are going to be, I would hesitate to talk about what you're doing unless you know for certain that the person sitting across from you is 100% in your corner and 100% your cheerleader. There are certain things that I do for my business that I don't talk with my family about because they will interfere with my faith in myself and my faith in the divine. Just by being like, should you do that? Maybe you should go and get a regular job. Maybe you should be looking at this. Maybe you should be doing this. Maybe you should be going back to college. And maybe I should, but here's the deal. Right now, I am being divinely guided to do this as a spiritual business. And if I am talking with someone who doubts me, that's going to get in my head. Okay, that's how we dilute what we're trying to manifest, okay? So keeping your cards close to your chest and like not telling everybody what you're doing until you have been well-footed in it and it has consistency and it's shown its validity will be key for you mentally. All right, so let me pull. Oh, there's the Rogue. Let's read the Rogue first. The Rogue is a misunderstood character. She moves in the shadows, playing jokes that often cause havoc and mayhem. But her intent is to never cause harm, only to quickly direct attention to where it's most needed. She knows that sometimes the fastest way to create change is by creating disruption that causes us to switch out of autopilot and reevaluate. Okay? Unexpected expenses, sudden losses, and ironic circumstances and occurrences are all a part of the rogue's way of revealing a deeper truth that often goes unnoticed. And so, like, as you're navigating, and this is something that, going back to the channeled message, where we shouldn't worry about having it doing it perfect the first time. Okay, everything is a learning opportunity. And so if you've been in business before and you maybe it wasn't as successful as you would have liked it to be, go back and reevaluate. Do an inventory, just like we do an inventory of ourselves morally when we're doing a 12-step program, and see what worked and what didn't. Look at your own patterns. Look at, maybe the risks that you didn't educate yourself of enough before you took. That's going to be really important moving forward, but you are being called to do your own thing. Any kind of what would be counted as a setback is an opportunity to learn, adjust, and really rethink how we're approaching something, getting a different perspective. So don't be afraid of those things. They happen to literally every business, okay? Breath of abundance. Pause. Hidden opportunities for abundance. Not everything is accomplished so quickly. But you can't make this up. Like, seriously, it's just confirming we need to slow down from the Archangel Michael deck. In fact, the biggest bounties are often acquired over time and with great care. The universe is asking you to slow down and take a moment to breathe before springing into action. Whatever plans that you have underway or on the horizon, be sure that you give extra thought and attention to them. There is an opportunity along the way for more prosperity to come from your actions, but it'll be easy to miss if you're moving too quickly, okay? I cannot tell you. So on top of this reading, getting it confirmed through 2 different decks, while I was in my 12-step meeting this morning, I heard over and over again, slow down, slow down, slow down. So we're supposed to be slowing down right now, which is it seems counterintuitive this time of year because summer is ramping up. And we want to get into the thick of things, and we're called to slow down. We don't need to be comparing ourselves to other people. Get that competitive mindset out of the way. Take it from the thought of, somebody said this or the pastor quoted someone in church, and I don't know who it was. I'm going to have to circle back and figure out who that was. But she said, if you really think about it, if you do something to the best of your ability, it doesn't have to be the best that humanity has ever seen, because someone is going to come along the way and surpass that anyway. So don't put so much pressure on yourself, okay? Again, thoroughly taking your time and being willing to be adaptable is going to pay off in the long run, okay? I'm hearing watch your budget, but branch out to try and find new opportunities that may be coming your way, as far as expanding your creative endeavors. And a friend invites you over to make dinner and she's making something you have never made. Maybe ask to come while she's cooking and she can teach you how to do it, or he can teach you how to do it. Get a group of friends together who really love being crafty, and one of you teach the rest of them one of your crafts. Getting those sorts of groups together helps build community. It helps strengthen our connection with spirit, and it doesn't have to cost us a fortune in order to do it, okay? All right, so I'm going to get a final message from the Psychic Tarot. movement, choices, decisions, and the truth. Okay. Make sure that you are being able to decipher what's an illusion and what is real. Okay. I was just talking to someone and she was like, I love how you don't over process your stuff and how raw everything is. And I'm like, I wouldn't know how to process it in the first place. It's literally hit record and hope for the best, because this is always a solid run through. There is no editing ever in my readings, as you can tell. But it also does denote authenticity, man. And at the bottom of the deck, accelerated motion. Okay, so the reason why we're told to pause right now is because things are going to speed up very, very fast. So take this moment to rest, relax, and really commune with your loved ones. Third eye chakra, your intuition has been on point. Make sure that you're praying and meditating and staying in conscious contact with your higher power. Solitude. Get distractions out of the way. There's a message that's been trying to come through to you, specifically about an opportunity. And so those times when you're in solitude and meditating are going to be vital right now. Slow down. If you didn't hear me, slow down. Light. That is the Star card, by the way. And then power. We have all major arcana. We've got I've got the Star card, the Strength card, Temperance maybe? Hold on just a second, let me check. Solitude. Stop, your soul is calling out and needs to be honored and heard. Again, slow down. The answers you seek aren't necessarily found in the outer world. The time has come for you to step back and withdraw from outside commotion. The Solitude card is a reminder of how important it is to pause, still the mind, meditate, reflect, and reevaluate, and discover the wisdom and answers within the very soul of your being. When you become more aware of your soul and heart, you strengthen the link to the divine source, and you're able to once again remember your true perfection. Meet your soul halfway and schedule some time, alone time, to commune with your soul, and also give the power of spirit the opportunity to invigorate you with life force and vitality. Conserve your energy and deal with one thing at a time as you follow the prompts from within. When it comes to the moments of quiet, inner solitude, it really isn't about quantity, it's the quality that counts. The soul consistently draws to itself, or constantly draws to itself, what it needs in order for you to learn and grow. For example, during this period, someone may step into your life by sharing his or her own experiences, like at a meeting. You may receive helpful insight and wisdom into your own. Okay, that's the Hermit. So we've got the Hermit, the Star, and the Strength card. Yeah, take time out to meditate and slow down. I can't, this is being so emphasized over and over and over again in this reading. And I'm going to take this to heart too, because obviously it's also for me because I was hearing it at the at the meeting that I was at. And honestly, if you're a 12-stepper and you've been to a meeting, I have a feeling you probably have heard the same message there too. So this is God trying to, tap you on the shoulder and say, slow down. I promise you, if you don't listen to this guidance, you're going to get sick. Okay, because the universe gets you to slow down one way or the other. So slow down. All right. babies, that is all I've got for you for the reading. I am working on my website. But if you want a personal reading in the meantime, you can email trinity@esoteriallc.com. And then also, I'm going to be having my conscious contact. I'm going to do a class on conscious contact. And it's going to be by donation only. And it will be through Zoom. So you can email me for information about that as well. I'm going to be scheduling that tonight. It will be recorded, so it can be on demand, but I would really like your presence and your energy there, if need be. Also, we do have one more bed over at our retreat. So if you are struggling with trying to figure out how to get spiritually aligned with your purpose, definitely we would love to have you there, because that's going to be the theme. It's the sacred container, figuring out how like what our spiritual purpose is here. And then we will have a Zoom meeting 2 weeks after the retreat where we use the lunar cycle to manifest our purpose and a living income with that purpose. Okay, all right, that's all I've got. If no one's told you today, know that I love you. Take care.